Hi, welcome to Let's Talk About It. I am your host, Precious Linus. And today on Let's Talk About It, we have a very interesting topic to discuss. But before we head into the discussion, the topic of discussion, I would like to introduce my guest today on today's show. His name is Apostle Favor Chidozie Ebelogo. You're welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much, Precious.
Yes. Okay, so, sir, you know, recently in Nigerian politics, we can agree that the political atmosphere in Nigeria is changing, right? And more people, if not all Nigerians, are clamoring for a change in Nigerian politics. And they are taking steps towards ensuring that that change happens. Hence, the reason for needing a third force, because they said we do not want the political parties that have been ruling us for a long time. But then, there's still some arguments about these third forces, right? Now, we have the ADC, the African Democratic Congress, right? And we have the Labour Party, right? But now the argument is this, that one of these political parties is riding the wave of popularity, while the other political party is banking on the fact that they have political structures in the 36 states of Nigeria. So now that brings us to the topic of our discussion. Popularity and political structures. Which of these wins elections for candidates in Nigeria?
The two factors are very important in politics. You need the structure, and at the same time, the popularity too is very important. Because if a candidate is not good enough, he will not be popular. What makes you popular is as a result of your antecedents as a politician. What you have been able to, people have tested you before and you're able to deliver. So those are the things that makes you more popular. So, but it's in this case now, what we need in Nigeria now is not only somebody being popular or the political structure on ground. We need somebody that can deliver. We are tired. Nigerians are tired of, too much talk. We talk well. At the end of the day, we need action. We want people that can deliver.
Okay, so before you go further into this conversation, right? You've cleared what popularity entails and how a candidate becomes popular, right? Yeah. But can you throw more light on what structure is, because we need to know what the both are to be able to understand the whole essence of the conversation. Well,
yeah, political structure is very important, but I want you to know that structure is not necessarily about building or other things that it entails. Human beings are the real structure. The political structures are the people that are in place. The people, the caliber of people that the party have been able to produce for a stretch of period. Okay. Those are the structures. Like PDP now, they've been there for 16 years, so they have their structure all over the country. Yeah. You understand? They have their people everywhere. You understand? Not only they have their party offices and all that, those are what made up the structure. Okay. The structure is not only about buildings and all that, it's human beings that made up the structure. What the totality of what a political party carries, that's what makes up a structure. Yeah. So in this case now, in this dispensation, in this period now, we are not talking about a party that is too popular. We're not talking about popularity now. We're talking about somebody that can deliver. The youths of Nigeria, I thank them very much. They are coming up now. You see, because they've been sleeping. It's like a giant that have been sleeping for too long.
Okay, very good. Now that we've cleared what structures are, who makes up the structure, and what popularity entails, now let's discuss where is the point of convergence for both political structures and then popularity in politics in Nigeria?
Well, it's two of them. It takes two to tango. Two of them have to come together. You see, for you to be a very good candidate of a political, for you to flag a party, be a flag bearer of a political party in a country as big as Nigeria, then you must have some pedigree. Yeah. You understand? So it's like first time in the history of this country, the youth have sat down and analyzed all the candidates, and they are now thinking that this party, though they didn't cover, maybe they are not too popular like other political parties, but this party, what they are looking for now is the candidates. Yeah. You see, the candidates now that determines the level of the party, where the party will go to. If the candidate is somebody that the youth or the people, the Nigerian populace think that he can deliver, everybody will queue behind him, forgetting about the structure and all that. So you see, it is high time we take the bull by the horn. And it is high time we correct a lot of anomalies in our political structure.
Okay. So when you were talking, you made mention of anomalies in political structure, right? But at the same time, you know that politics in Nigeria, you can, or not just in Nigeria, all over the world, in politics, you cannot do without a political structure. Can you throw more light on what you mean by that? Okay,
there are a lot of anomalies, in politics, especially in this in our enclave now, in Nigeria as a country. Although it's politics is the same thing all over the world, but it's like we're overdoing our own. You see, the way we do money politics in Nigeria is alarming. So all this money they were throwing around during the primary, they will definitely, if they eventually win election, the masses will suffer it because they want to get back themselves, pay back all the debts. If they borrow money from the banks and individual, they have to pay back.
Yes, exactly.
Nobody can give you 1 billion free. So they expect something from you. So those are the things. So if you don't have that kind of strength, that kind of money to do, and so you go to a place where they will not give you too much stress.
Okay, sir. So this brings me to my next question, right? Godfatherism, right? It's been something that has been in play in politics, most especially in Nigeria, right? We see a situation whereby you did say that these politicians, they spend money, right? And that whatever they are spending, they hope to get back.
Yes.
Can you throw more light on how much influence godfatherism can have, or what role godfatherism plays in decaying the structure of political parties and structures in Nigeria? Yeah,
you see, in politics, you need somebody who will guide you. You need a mentor sometimes. You understand? You need a mentor in politics. You need somebody who you've been watching his antecedents, his way of life, his methodology, in politics. You have a political godfather. You understand? Maybe somebody who you like the way he plays his politics. You see, so at the end of the day, when you get closer to people like that, some of them are not they won't enslave you, even when they help you, back you up financially. But some of them, when they every kobo they spend on you, they'll be singing it in your ear that you have to pay back. You understand? And that is where we have problem in the kind of politics we play in this part of the world. Because by the time they spend that money, they get that money, and your godfather go out of his way to meet all his big friends all over the world, and he gathers money for you. At the end of the day, he expects you to pay that money 2 or 3 times because you have to add interest to it. You see, and in that, you want to dictate, it's who plays the pipe and dictates the tone. So because he's the one that has supplied you the finance to sponsor you in that campaign, when you eventually win, he has to tell you, hey boy, you have won now, so this is how we're going to do it. I spent 16 billion on you. So how are you going to pay me back? So that's why sometimes godfatherism is not too advisable. It's good for you to have a mentor politically. But for somebody to come and dictate to you that every kobo you get, he must get a percentage, then you won't be able to work for the people. That's why we are not growing. So the money, all the money is going to the hand of the godfathers, the people that sponsor you to power. The man that brought them there must have gone his way to sell some of his properties. Do this. He will tell you he go to that place, he go to that president, and they gave him money. And so at the end of the day, you must pay it back.
But don't you think that this particular thing now is what we've been talking about that causes this corruption? Because this godfathers that are supposed to be mentors, right? These godfathers are actually now going extra miles to endorse their particular candidates with hope that at the end of the day they become the piper, right? They become the person that pays the piper, right? Good. So don't you think that this is actually the problem? Why do you need to go sell all your properties to endorse a particular candidate, to do all those things for this particular candidate, when you know that you're not being patriotic in that at the back of your mind, you're not patriotic, that you hope that at the end of the day, when he gets into office, he's servicing you as he's servicing the people. He's servicing you. Don't you think that that's the bedrock of corruption?
That's exactly, those are the things that breeded corruption in this part of the world. Because most of these politicians, you see, politics in this part of the world, people have made it to become their real vocation. It's wrong. In other advanced countries of the world, politics comes later. You must have your vocation. You must have your business you do that gives you money. You don't put all your hope in making money out of, government money. That money is for the people. It's not an individual money. So you don't bank on that money as a political leader. That because this governor, a lot of them, they've turned it to business. If I put you there as a governor, this is how much you must be remitting every month. Maybe 500 million. Okay, excuse me. If they remove 500 million from allocation of 3.5 billion, how much will remain? You pay salary in the states. You do other expenses here and there as executive governor. At the end of the day, you are left with nothing.
Okay, but so we can agree that political structures are important. We can't deal or do politics without political structures. Like you said, structures are not inanimate objects. They are not objects. They are human beings. They are you and I. They are billions of Nigerians out there. Those are the political structures that every political party banks on to win elections. But it's true that some of these political parties have corrupted their structures or the structures they put in place to make sure that they get to be the human structures are corrupt, right? Hence, the situation where you hear that some political parties are buying votes. For example, the last Ekiti state election that took place last week, we heard things like this political party bought votes and bribed some of the voters to vote for them. So now, how do you think we can correct this? Because at the end of the day, these structures are important, but how do you think we can correct the abuse of these structures?
You see, the youth, this is high time you come out of, let's be realistic now. Somebody give you 10,000 naira, 5,000 naira to buy your destiny for 4 years. Everything about your life is in the hand of that person for that 4 years. You locked it up. Whatever decisions you take affects you. As a youth, you are mortgaged. If you vote the wrong candidate in an office, which means you are mortgaged intentionally, you have sold yourself as a slave to that person for 4 or 8 years. So we see we need to think deep before we collect money from these candidates. Think deep. You don't sell your conscience. It is high time we face reality on ground.
So now we know that this particular interview that you're having with me, seated here in the studio, having this interview, this information can only get to a certain number of people, right? Either people online or but just people that have access to media, right? But now we are talking about those in the grassroots that might not have access to internet, that might not have access to this media. What steps do you think should be taken to educate these people more on how they can use their political structure to vote the right person during this 2023 election and elections in general?
Okay. What we need to do is to do what we call door-to-door sensitization. Let us educate people. Let's go to our rural areas, your villages. Tell people this, vote your conscience. Vote the man that you know that will take us to the promised land. Because some of these people, we know their antecedents. They didn't just come from the sky. So before a candidate is being showcased, they know something about him. So these people will know their antecedents. We know some of them are the people that brought us into this political mess we are into today. So when you know people like that, you avoid them. You don't, no matter what they sing, no matter the kind of music they sing, I want to say something. I want to use this medium to plead to Nigerians. There are two major problems we have in this country that is dealing with us politically. Number one is religion. Number two is ethnicity. Please, if we can forget about these two things, especially I'm talking to the youth now, if you can forget about these two, two problems, two draconians that is eating deep into this country, if we can stop it politically, we'll go far.
Once again, Apostle Favor Chidozie Ebelogo. Thank you so much for being part of the show.
Thank you.
And to our viewers at home, thank you so much for being part of the show on Let's Talk About It. Until next time, bye.